Good evening, everyone. So we are back with the session on interview skills. Before I start with the interview skill session, I just had one question. That in interview skills, when you are going for the interview, what posture you should maintain? Like it should be the closed posture, it should be open posture, it should be over friendly posture. What kind of posture you need to carry with you when you are going for the interview? So usually whenever we go for the interview, if we're talking about the interview skills, if we are going for the interview, we should always carry a posture which is an open posture. Do not hold your arms too close. Do not hold them within each other. Holding them like this, it is not a good posture to be kept when we are going for the interview. Interview is nothing. People saying that interview is such a big thing, how we are going to crack the interview, what we are going to do in the interview. No, believe me, if you are going to pay proper attention, if you will be ready, if you are going to carry a smile on your face, believe me, interview is not a very big deal. You can easily crack your interview because interview is not only about the knowledge you carry, but it is the combination of the skills you have. It is the combination of the way you dress up yourself, and along with that, how positive you are during the entire interview process. You know, it is very important to carry a positive attitude when you're going for the interview. Just assume if you just go and internally you're feeling that no, you cannot do this, you cannot crack this interview. Do you think you can convince the other person for the same? No, we cannot convince. Same way, always have a positive attitude. And the way we dress up, the way we look, the way we present, the way we walk, all these things give us that positivity. Just feel that you are going through a very bad day and all of a sudden you just got up, dressed up very nicely, wore your favorite clothes. You'll see how quickly your mood get changed. As soon as you wear the clothes which are for the parties, you'll feel as if you're just enjoying. Your mood is just quickly changed. So when you look good, you feel good, and this is actually been surveyed that the people who look good, who dressed up good, they always feel better. The way you are going to dress up, if you are dressed up professionally for the interview, believe me, you are going to be very confident when you will present yourself in the interview. The reason is, our dressing sense, our confidence, all these things are related to each other. We have the knowledge, we have the skills, but if we are dressed up in a very casual manner, let's say some normal ordinary clothes if we have wore, you will feel that you are not getting that confidence. That interview mode is not getting on. Why? Because the way you are dressed up it's very simple. It's not giving you that feeling of interview. It is not building that confidence in you. So dressing up is a very important part when you are going for the interview. You need to make sure that you are dressed up properly when you are going for the interview. Keep this in mind when selecting your attire. So you also have to understand that when you are going for the interview, your attire should be very professional. It should be professional. It should you should look professional. Wearing a proper iron clothes, a suit, a formal, let's say trouser and shirt, that is also professional attire. So you have to be very selective when you are selecting your attire for the interview, because see, it will take an hour or 30 minutes for you to interact with the interview. But as soon as you cross that person, or as soon as you just enter the interview room, seeing you, it just makes the first impression of yourself that yes, he looks perfect. He know how to dress up. That impression, he is such a charming personality. Those impressions are created as soon as we see you. I'm not saying that first impression is going to be the last impression. No, but still that first 30 minutes impression is going to last in the mind of the interviewer when he is evaluating your overall performance. Take time to iron your clothes, polish your shoes, get yourself a haircut, clean shave, your walking style, have confidence in walking, carry a smile. All these things are the part of dress up. Second point, which gives you positivity, is think positive. If you're thinking you won't get the job, you cannot crack the interview, you're not best suitable for the interview, I'll suggest it's better sit at home. Do not go for the interview. If I am not convinced that I can get the job, if I am not convinced, I cannot convince myself that I am the one of the best suitable candidate for the job, I am having all the skills required for the job, I won't be able to convince the interviewer for the same. If I can convince myself, if I go with the positive mindset that yes, I have the qualification, I have the skills, the job description meets my expectation and my experience, you can crack the interview. Yes. So whatever you think, you get that. If you think positive, you'll be positive. If you can convince yourself that yes, I can get this job, I am the best suitable candidate for this job, then only you'll be in a state to convince the interviewer that yes, you are the right choice. You cannot convince yourself for being the right choice. You won't be able to convince the interviewer for the same. Next point, which we discussed in the last session, was focus on posture. Leaning, sleeping, playing with the things, getting distracted, having no eye contact. These are not the right posture which you should maintain. People have the habit of doing like this, playing, pressing the hands like this, playing with the hairs, leaning on one side of the table as if the backbone is not working. The backbone is gone. These are not the right way, because these are very important, because they are the form of non-verbal communication that conveys you what do you feel about yourself. If you slouch, avoid eye contact, turn your body away from the interviewer, you may come across as pathetic or lack in confidence. These things may happen. Instead, stand up straight with your shoulders back and look at the employer in the eyes. Look at him in his eyes and say that yes, I can do it. This posture will make you appear confident even before you say a word. Many people, what they do as soon as they enter the interview room, a proper place has been set where the chair for the candidate is placed. But don't know why. Either they are afraid, they're lacking the confidence, they are nervous. They just pull the chair away from the interviewer, as if they're going to sit close to the interviewer is just going to hold the neck. See, interviewer is just an ordinary person like us. He doesn't have horns. He's there to talk to us, to know about us. There is no need to get afraid from that person. You have to understand one thing, that interviewer is a person who carries the similar experience. The only thing is, maybe he has the years of experience. He is at a position where he is taking your interview. That's it. Other than that, he is not a creature having 4 legs. He's not a creature having 1 eye or 2 mouths. No, he has all the things are similar what we have. So do not pull the chair so away. Even if you are sitting close to that person is not going to do anything. Even if you are sitting away, then also is not going to do anything. So, but when you sit away from the interviewer, having a long distance, There it makes the interviewer feel that you are either you are nervous or you are lacking the confidence. Yes, so do not pull, yes, do not pull it too away. Be an active listener. Fourth point is be an active listener. If you are feeling negative during an interview, you might become so bogged down in negative thought that you struggle to focus. You try to listen, you want to listen to the person, but in your mind, so many negative thoughts are running that you are unable to focus on what the interviewer is saying. So here it becomes really very important that you practice your listening skills. You put all the negative thoughts out of your mind and you just concentrate on delivering the best. Because here your ultimate motive is to crack the interview and to show that you have good listening skills also. It is very important while going for the interview that whatever the interviewer is speaking, even though if you are not interested, it is out of your interest, still pay proper attention. Have eye contact in between, show your non-verbal signs to make other person understand that yes, you are listening to that. These are the 4 points which we already discussed in the last session. Now we are going to start with the next point, which is important again, that is convey a can-do attitude. Now, what do you mean by can-do attitude? Internally, you may feel like, no, I cannot do that. I am not the perfect fit for the job. But do not emphasize that during your interview. Do not let the other person know that you cannot do that. You are feeling nervous. Internally, you're feeling as if you are not the perfect fit for the job. No, make sure you're not doing this thing, because if you do this thing, if you make the other person believe that you are not the perfect fit for the job, do not wait for an offer letter from that person. You are not going to get the offer letter because you yourself have shown that you are not the right candidate. You are not the perfect choice. You are not the perfect match for the job. So always carry a can-do attitude. Before the interviewer, draw up a list of your qualities and experience that relates to the job requirement as stated in the job listing. When you're going for the interview, always have the list that, okay, these are the qualities I have. This is the relevant experience. Always carry some example to prove your relevant experience, because there they might ask you how you're best suitable for the job, and to know the best suitability for the job, you have to share your experience. By just sharing, I did this in my past, I have these skills, that is not enough. You have to share any of your past incident, which tells that yes, you have those qualities which are required, which are meeting the job listing, the job description. So before you go for the interview, you have to prepare your list. You may have 10 different qualities, but out of 10 qualities, only 5 are needed for this job. Go according to that. Show those 5 qualities only. There is no need to show the other qualities. So, uh, you have to present yourself in such a way which shows that you are the right and the perfect choice for this job. So for that, you have to do the homework. This is a kind of homework which you have to do, where you are working on the qualities, where you are just checking the qualities which you have and which are required for this job. So always do your homework before you come for the interview. This way, if the interviewer asks you why you are a good fit for the job, you have a number of reasons and examples handy. At that moment, all of a sudden, if you are required to think, oh, what I'm going to say, why I'm perfect choice, I cannot recall my examples, I cannot recall those things. How you are going to answer that? Interviewer is not going to give you 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to find the answer to this question. So if you have done your homework, if you have listed the qualities, listed your experience along with the examples, as soon as he puts the question on the table, you are ready with your answer along with the supporting examples. Even if the interviewer asks you if you have experience with a task about which you know nothing, mention your lack of experience, but emphasize your interest and enthusiasm in learning about hearing. Let's say a person asks me about, have you ever worked on developing the content, developing the module? I may say, no, till now I have not worked on developing the module, but I am interested and I am enthusiastic to learn about how to develop the module. I'll try my best, I'll give my best to develop the perfect modules. So here you have to be very honest that, okay, I lack these skills, I have never worked on this, I do not have the experience in that field, but I am ready to learn about this. I am ready to work for this. This is how you will have to tell, you will have to present yourself. Yes. So the last point it says, while having the skills necessary for the job, it is important that you have a positive can-do attitude goes a long way. Now, when you show can-do attitude, it also focus on that, yes, even if you do not have the required skill, you are ready to learn those required skills. So always carry that can-do attitude and focus on the qualities which are relevant to the job, the qualities, the experience, along with the supported examples. So that whenever the person is going to ask you, whenever the interviewer asks you to give the example, what you have done in your past company, or have you ever worked on some specific project where you were asked to come up with the creative solutions? So how you worked on that thing. So you have to support that just by saying that, yes, I have worked on this, I have given the solution. That is not going to work. You have to give the supportive example along with the solution which you have given for the organization. So whenever you are going, make sure you are having a can-do attitude. The next important thing is smile. Smiling even when you are not feeling happy can actually brighten your mood. Even if you are not happy, even if you are nervous, do not show that on your face. On your face, there should always be a lovely smile. That should be a smile, not the laughter. There's a difference between laughter and smile. You're not supposed to laugh out loudly. You're just supposed to carry a sweet smile on your face whenever you're going for the interview. It's not just a smile which you are carrying when you enter into the interview room. It is a smile which you have to carry even when you are entering the interview venue. Once you step onto the interview venue, I told you your interview starts right there. When I'm talking about this smile, you have to carry this smile right from there. Now, smiling doesn't mean carrying a face like this. No, it just means a sweet smile whenever someone crosses you, just giving a sweet smile. Whenever you're talking to someone, you're just giving a sweet smile. It doesn't mean showing your 32 teeth. Then no, you do close up. You do not have to show that thing. Okay, Colgate close up, whatever you are using, you do not have to show that thing. Smiling just means that it is going to increase you, boost your confidence, and it is going to show a charming personality which you have. Even if you are feeling disheartened about your job search, walk into and out of the office with a smile. Now, even if you think that interview uh, went quite well, it was just okay. You think you might not crack the interview, it is okay. Still, walk out of the interview venue with a smile. Walk out of that room with a smile, making the atmosphere go lighter. It's okay. Hundreds of, let's say 50 candidates are sitting. If all the 50 candidates are not going to get the job, what you have to do is you have to give your best. You have to meet up your own set expectations, and that's it. Now it's on the interviewer whom he selects. If you have given the best, if you have done your best, you need not to worry about what he or she is going to say. Whether they'll be hiring you, whether they'll be rejecting you, it is okay. You should be happy that yes, I gave my best. I was well prepared. I could answer all the things which whatever was being asked. So that is the attitude you need to carry when you are going for the interview. It will put both you and your interviewer in a good mood, right? It is going to, that hot environment that is going to be removed when you just go and when you just enter and exit with a smile on your face. The last point is don't overdo it. Being over friendly or insincere can be off putting for an interview. You do not have to be over friendly. You do not have to be insincere. You're not laughing just on any random thing, just showing your teeth, laughing loudly, saying anything, discussing about anything which is not related to the topic, which is not related to the job description or to the company. To not attempt those kind of mistakes when you are going for the interview. You are reducing your chance of getting hired. Organization do like extrovert person, but they do not like over friendliness when they are trying to what they're trying to show during the interview process. It is a professional interview. It is for the corporates. A professional is sitting in front of you. You need to behave in a friendly and a sincere manner. You cannot just behave as if you are talking to a friend or to your colleague. This you have to understand. Showing the over-friendly attitude, insincerity can lead you into trouble, can land you into trouble. The interviewer wants to see that you are a real person, and real person do not smile all the time. That's what I told. When I was talking about smile, I told you, you do not have to do like this the entire time. It looks so bad. Isn't it? Isn't it looking bad that I'm talking and I'm just showing my teeth? No, it's not the smile which the interviewer wants. No, interviewer just want that, okay, whenever you are responding, at times you smile. When you are just going from the interview, you just give a smile. So that is what he wanted. He do not want to see an artificial person. He just want to see a real person, a real you. And when we talk about real you doesn't smile unnecessarily all the time. Your goal is to come across as positive and confident without being overwhelmed. You should look confident, you should look positive, but not as a person seeing whom people are confused whether you are whatever you are saying is true or not, because your non-verbal body language doesn't support the word you are speaking. So you just make sure that your goal is to be positive and confident throughout the interview process. Pretending to be in a good mood might be a little easier if you are well prepared for your interview. We all know that if we are prepared for the exam at last moment, we are not afraid. We do not just turn on the pages. I'm just taking the example of the exams. When we are into the college or we are going for any kind of professional exams, if we are prepared, if we have done everything, if we have covered up the entire syllabus, just half an hour before the exam or 5 minutes before the exam, we do not keep on turning the pages because we are already prepared for the exam. Same way, if you are prepared for the interview, you automatically will be in a good mood because you know you are ready. You have prepared for all the possible questions which can be put on the table by the interviewer. If you are ready, if you are prepared for all those things, automatically it is going to boost your confidence and you are going to be in the good mood. Take some time to research the company so you'll have a few questions to ask your interviewer. So, interview is basically a two-way process. Not just that you only will be taking the interview of the interviewer will only take of the candidate. At the end, the interviewer gives the chance to the interviewee. The interviewer gives the chance to the interviewee that now if you have any questions to be asked related to the job description, related to the company, related to the projects in which we are dealing, you will have the equal opportunity to ask about those things. So for that thing, you need to be prepared, right? Let's say a new company is doing a new project, and if you are not prepared, if you have not studied about that project, how you are going to ask the question? But let's say if you have gone through the website and if it came to you, across you that yes, the company is starting a new thing, so you may put the question like, I just saw that you are starting a new establishment, you are entering into the new chain, so what is that all about, right? So this way you need to know the company, you need to have some information related to the company, the research related to the company should be done so that you have questions which you can ask the interviewer. So with this, there are basically 7 points. By following this, you can keep it positive during your job interview, and that is very important. A positive mindset, a positive person, there are more chances of cracking the interview rather than the person who just have negativity filled in the mind. Now, do you want to know what are the reasons? We are going to discuss the reasons why positive attitude is an important soft skill in interview. Why we should carry that positive attitude, why that positivity is required when we are going for the interview. What is the reason? So reason for carrying a positive attitude is a positive attitude contributes to your success. Forget about the interview. Just think about your life. In life, whatever you think that happens, and in life also, we say that always carry a positive approach towards your life. Positive attitude is something which boosts your energy, which makes you confident, which makes you keep on moving your goal, which helps you to achieve your goal. So that is why it is said that carrying a positive attitude is very important when you talk about success.
A person can only show success, a person can only be successful when he carries positivity in himself, when he thinks positive and he acts positively. You know, people who doesn't have positivity in them, they're the people who they have knowledge, they have skills. Still, they cannot achieve success in the life because their whole of the energy is wasted in thinking about the negative thoughts, in thinking, in solving the things which actually doesn't even exist. So positive attitude translates to better performance. We all know whether it is interview, whether it is the business, whether it is the exams, whether it is going for the competition,
Whether it is,
have the positive mindset that yes, I can win. I am going to win. That is the positive attitude, and that is very important. Positive attitude translates to better performance. Instead of finding excuses of non-performance, positive thinking individual will think of way to accomplish his or her task. You know, he'll just think of the ways by which he can accomplish his task. He can get his work done. He can achieve his.
so you won't be finding on the excuses.
He will fail with a positive mind. He'll say, "Oh, it's not a failure. It has just taught me something new." That is the positive attitude, and that attitude you need to carry when you are going for the interview. No, it's very easy to find faults in someone. It's very easy to find faults for your non-performance. And that shows a negative attitude of the person. That will show that how negative the person thinks and what negative approach he has. So a positive, a person, there are two persons. One person who carries positive thinking. So, even if he will fail, he will just find out the ways to accomplish that task. But the one who fails, he'll just find out the reasons for not accomplishing his task. He will not concentrate on getting the work done. He will not concentrate on what are the best ways by which he can achieve.
Focus on how, why he couldn't perform. Positive attitude yields greater progress and more compensation or work perks. That is why positive attitude is very important if a person wants to succeed in their life, and it is equally important for both the things, even for the job as well as for your own business. You know how positive the businessmen are. They're starting a new business. They already know there are many people in the market who are running the same type of business. Just slight difference is there, slight innovation is there. But they carry a positive mindset that no matter how many competitors I have, I am going to establish my business. I am going to make my business run no matter how many times he will fall, no matter how many times he will see the downfall. Still, he will manage to stand and finally reach close towards the success. And that is the power of positive attitude. You know, the quotation which we say, try and try, at last you will succeed. That is related to the positive attitude only. This attitude says that, okay, try. Today, if you have failed, tomorrow you'll succeed. Tomorrow you fail, but ultimately, at the end, you are going to succeed in your life. So that is how it is important to show the positivity. Second thing is positive attitude builds leadership skills. You know, more often you are required to work in cross section of functions, departments, or team. You are required to work with different people. So in a diverse workplace, it is important to respect and follow everyone as a team. It can only be done. You can follow others, you can respect others as a team only when you carry a positive attitude towards each other. Instead of finding the faults, instead of finding the weaknesses in other person, you just focus on the good thing, good points, their skills, their positivity, their knowledge. So that is possible when you just have carry a positive attitude towards the life. As a leader, you will be required to execute confidence and positivity to lead the team with the right attitude. So, as a leader, you have to exude confidence. You should have a lot of confidence, because when you are going to be confident, your team is going to be confident. When you are positive, team is going to be positive. So, being a leader, this positive attitude is very important, because a leader who is not positive, instead of motivating the team, he'll just focus on blaming, finding out the negative things in the team members. Ultimately, he won't be able to lead the team successfully and make them move towards their goal. But a positive leader can bring out the hidden talent in them. He can make them learn new skills as well. There are few more skills, there are few more reasons that your colleagues are happy to work with you. If you have a positive attitude, you are in a state to make the right decisions with your positive attitude. So there are almost 6 more points which we are going to discuss in the next session of interview skills. Till then, we are done. We'll start the last session for the day in next 10 minutes. That is exactly at 4:50. We'll be starting with the last session of the day, and the last session is the last session for today is, what is the last session? Goal setting. Yes. Why to set the goal, how to set the goal, we'll be discussing in the next session. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day.